show up for the big ones.
What are your thoughts on CSU? I know you've been able to watch them on film.
Yeah, I mean,
what do you see from
the
them?
two things when you play them, you know, certainly since Larry Eustace's been there, is toughness and rebounding. Those are the two things when I think of CSU basketball. That they're usually really mentally tough and physically tough, and they play hard and they rebound the ball, both offensively and defensively. I mean, and they're relentless. And they do it every time. It's not like every other time or every third time. It's every time that ball goes up, they're pursuing it. And they've got multiple guys that do it. I mean, Clavel is a good example. I mean, they're starting two guard, and he had 15 rebounds last night. I mean, it's just something that's just part of their fabric, who they are. This year's team's a little different in that they shoot the three a lot. 27 a game, and they can play four guards and really spread the floor. So they are a very, very dangerous team. They haven't been shooting the ball well the last couple of games, especially second half of UTEP. You know, they're up 17 at half against UTEP, and they don't shoot the ball well in the second half. So they're a little bit of a live by the jumper, die by the jumper team right now. I know that's something that I'm sure they're working on, but right now they're dangerous and they're very, very good.
He seems to reload pretty well.
He does a great job.
And just make it work.
Yeah, and he's not afraid to play, you know, six guys. Play a six-man rotation or seven-man. You know, he can. You look at the double overtime game. They have some guys playing 45 minutes. You know, he's not afraid to just ride his horses, and so because of that, he can scrap together some good teams.
You said they're a physical, tough team. I mean, last year they made it a point, it seemed like, to get on Josh down in the middle and really push him around.
They're going to front the post. I mean, if they play like they did last year, I mean, Teal Daniels did a great job on Josh and frustrated him a little bit. But, you know, what we have to understand is if they front Josh, you know, we have to attack from other spots on the floor, and that should free him to the offensive glass. They can't front him and box around at the same time. So
has this team gotten better at doing that when Josh is fronted?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. We've handled the double teams a lot better so far this year. But again, you know, we've played two really good teams. We played Iowa State and Auburn. So in CSU, I would put in that category. We got those kind of athletes, those kind of players. It's going to be a high-level game. The intensity is going to be high. So we got to understand if we can't get the ball to Josh in the low block, there's still other ways we can get him involved. But certainly the offensive rebounding should be one of those.
Is there something to be said in a rivalry game for kind of going up there, and especially if you can come away with a victory?
Yeah, I mean, there's no better feeling in the world. I know when they left our building last year, they felt pretty good about themselves. I mean, it was a heck of an environment. They came in here and they got one, and they earned it, and they deserved it. And I'm sure they felt really, really good about themselves, and they should have. But like to have that feeling. We had it a couple years ago, and I think Spencer was still here. I think Spencer was one of those guys that really relished this game. And since he's been gone, I haven't had quite the same results. So this group will be it should be a high-level game, and I know our guys will be ready. That much I know.
Are you looking forward to this type of game to get your team into a hostile atmosphere where everybody is? There's no doubt about who.
You can make an argument that this will be the most hostile environment we'll play in all year long. I mean, we don't go to Arizona this year. I mean, nobody else really has that home court. Utah, I think, is probably the next closest because they got 12,000. Recently last year, they might get more than that this year. I don't know, but you know, but this and Utah are the two toughest environments, I think, as I look forward. You know, unless somebody just starts packing their place.
Are you anxious to see how your team responds to that?
Yeah, and I think I think Auburn was a good start. But Auburn, I told our guys, look, Auburn, there was a good hostile environment, but Auburn doesn't hate Colorado. Colorado State hates Colorado. So it's going to be a little different, a different level of hostility.
Coach, a couple weeks now into the season with the rotating starter system, you're kind of used to that one spot. How do you feel like it's going?
I think it's great. I really do. I think the guys they know what's coming. They all know they're going to play, and the minutes really. George's minutes were down the other night, but more because of foul trouble than anything else, not because he wasn't playing well. So no, I mean I like it. I think it's fairest way to go about it. Again, I'm not married to it for the rest of the year. We'll see how it goes, and I'll probably revisit it. After probably game 9, after we've had 3 rotations through it, and talk to the guys. I want to get their input and what they think and what they want. But the one thing I know is they're all going to play. So and we will. We tried it against Fort Lewis, and I think Colorado State likes to play small. We could play those 3 guys together a fair amount. Against teams that play 4-guard lineups.
I know you said you're going to reevaluate, but if it's working, is it something that is sustainable for
I don't see why not. I don't see why. It's all up to them, and how they accept it. Yeah, but I see why. I don't see any reason why it can't be sustainable.
Do you see the guys like approaching the different jobs, whether it's on the bench or
I don't.
They've all played a good game. If you look at them individually, like every single one of them have had a good game off the bench and have a good game starting as well.
Exactly. So it's not. That's my point. It's not. It's not even a factor for me. I mean, it's a factor for you because you ask about it, but for me, it's not even a factor.
Thanks, Coach.
Got it? Okay. Thanks.